Hello team! Welcome back to another Owen Does F1 video. Now unfortunately, due to the flooding, we're not going to be seeing a race in Imola this weekend. However, this is one of the races that I went to last year, so I wanted to make a quick video to talk about my experience of attending the Imola Grand Prix as a fan. So I'll start with the booking process. So we got these quite last minute, maybe only a month before the actual race was taking place, and that was because they had this new stand that they'd just decided to build due to the high demand. So we managed to get tickets in this new stand and then had to scramble around looking for flights and hotels. We managed to find this hotel. It's in a really good spot. It looks like it's closed now actually, which is a shame, but it was really close to the train station, not too far from the city centre for food, and it was pretty much the ideal spot for what we were trying to do. And for flights, we had to fly from Manchester to Venice. Spent a little day in Venice and then got the train down to Bologna on the Thursday. So we travelled there on the Thursday and we came back on the Monday. Now for getting to and from the track, we were obviously staying in Bologna, which isn't where the Grand Prix is held. It's held in Imola. You get on the train and it's maybe 30 minutes to get to Imola, and from there it's a bit of a far walk, but it's not too bad. On the first day, we decided to go the other way around the track than what we should have done. Mainly because, whilst we're there, we really wanted to go see the Ayrton Senna Memorial, which we did see here. But instead of turning back, we decided to keep going around the track that way. We found out the hard way that you can't really do that. You end up on these public roads without pavements. Walking around, you have to come quite far away from the track to then go back. It's about 5 miles of walking in the end just to get to our seats, though we did go the wrong way. So I'd make sure you have a look around on Google Maps and figure out the easiest way to get there. For Saturday and Sunday, we just went the other way and it wasn't too bad at all. So now let's have a rundown of what I got up to over that weekend. So the Friday, as I mentioned, we got the train to Imola, walked a long way around, saw the Senna Memorial. By the time we found our stand, we were soaking wet, but luckily our stand was a little secluded bit where only people with a ticket in our stand could get to it. So we had our own merch, food and drink, our own toilets. There was never too much of a queue, so it's quite a nice seat there. So we saw FP1, and this was the first bit of on-track action that I saw. And then later in the afternoon we saw qualifying, as if you don't recall, this is actually a sprint weekend. Verstappen took pole position. I'm not sure if we technically called it pole position then, or if it was the Speed King or whatever it was, but a Verstappen pole position in the actual qualifying session meant the Italians were very unhappy. Now moving on to Saturday, we saw the second practice sessions in the morning. We saw some Porsche Cup as well, which is good. Then we got to see the sprint race, and I've got two videos here that are one lap apart, and you can really hear the difference in the crowd when we had Charles Leclerc leading versus the next lap when Verstappen was leading. And then that sprint race finished with Max in P1, Charles in P2 and Checo in P3, giving out a few points, but more importantly, setting the grid for Sunday. And now on to Sunday, once again getting the train over and walking in. We arrived a little bit late this time, so we missed the first half of the Formula 2 feature race, and that was how we learnt that as there was no escape road for the cars, when they crashed and they had to take the car off track, they actually had to take it out of the circuit and on the public road around the outside, and we found that out via this. Surprisingly, nobody else seems to notice it at first. I just turned around and there was this Formula 2 car on the back of a truck staring at me. So it was pretty cool to be able to get that close to it. So then we saw the race, and if anyone remembers what happened in this race, Charles Leclerc was really going for it, trying to chase down the Red Bulls, and near the end he had this spin that put him in the wall. And if I pause it here, you can't make it out because of the blur, but we were sat approximately here. So this was right in front of us, and we got a really cool view of this. The race finished with Verstappen in first, Perez in second, and Lando Norris in third, being the only driver to pick up a podium that wasn't a Red Bull, Ferrari or Mercedes driver all season. And as we left, we were allowed to walk on the track to make our way out, so I was enjoying myself with a beer walking around Imola. So after leaving on the Sunday, it was quite difficult to actually get back to Bologna. The train station was really busy. We ended up just heading back into Imola town and finding somewhere to have a few drinks until it calmed down. Then the next day, checked out of the hotel, got the train over to Bologna airport and flew back to Manchester. Didn't really have any issues all weekend. I'd definitely recommend going to this Grand Prix when the flooding has calmed down. I hope everyone in the area is safe and well. And that's going to be all from me, so have a good night, and I'll see you all next week where I am attending the Monaco Grand Prix. So please let me know if there's anything you'd like me to try and get up to there. And as always, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and go follow me on TikTok. Goodbye.